Get ready to dive into one of the most mysterious and controversial ancient cities, Sodom. It's packed with intrigue and history. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sodom, isn't that just a biblical tale of sin and destruction? Well, hold on to your hats, because there's so much more to this story than meets the eye. Picture this, a bustling city near the Dead Sea, filled with merchants, travelers, and a melting pot of cultures. Sodom wasn't just a den of iniquity. It was a thriving metropolis at the crossroads of ancient trade routes. Archaeological evidence paints a picture of a diverse society, with people from all walks of life rubbing shoulders in its busy streets. But here's where things get really interesting. Despite its reputation for moral laxity, Sodom was a place where women wielded some serious influence. These weren't just housewives stuck at home, folks. We're talking about women who traded goods, managed property, and even played roles in religious rituals. Talk about girl power in the ancient world. Now, let's get to the juicy stuff. The women of Sodom were legendary for their beauty and charm. But we're not just talking about pretty faces here. These ladies had wit, charisma, and the ability to wrap men, and maybe even celestial beings, around their little fingers. It's said their allure was so powerful, it could sway opinions, influence decisions, and challenge the very fabric of society. But hold on to your seats, because this is where the story takes a wild turn. Legend has it that some of these women were so irresistible, they could even seduce angels. Yeah, you heard that right, angels. Divine messengers sent to judge the city found themselves tempted by mortal women. Now that's what I call playing with fire. These stories of celestial seduction aren't just titillating tales. They represent something much deeper, a profound defiance against divine authority. Imagine a society so rebellious, so daring, that its women could challenge the very order of heaven. Whether you take these stories literally or see them as powerful metaphors, they speak volumes about a culture that wasn't afraid to push boundaries. But it's not all about seduction and rebellion. The story of Lot's daughters gives us a glimpse into the moral complexities of life in and after Sodom. Their actions following the city's destruction have been debated for centuries. Were they desperate survivors or morally ambiguous figures? Their story blurs the lines between right and wrong, showing us that in extreme circumstances, morality isn't always black and white. Some ancient tales go even further, depicting Sodom's women as active participants in divine encounters. These weren't just passive temptresses. They were women who dared to challenge or tempt heavenly messengers directly. Their actions were said to have influenced divine plans, either delaying judgment or provoking divine wrath. Talk about playing with cosmic fire. One of the most captivating legends tells of a woman whose seductive powers were so great that she was granted immortality by an angel. Imagine that, becoming an eternal wanderer between worlds, all because of your irresistible charm. This mythic figure became a symbol of rebellion, defying divine justice through beauty and cunning. But it wasn't all about individual acts of defiance. Some texts hint at secret rituals involving women, possibly mixing seduction, divine communication, and even dark magic. Whether these rites were real or just the stuff of legend, they add to Sodom's reputation as a place where the lines between sacred and profane were constantly blurred. One of the boldest legends recounts a woman who managed to delay divine judgment through her seductive powers. This audacious act embodies the rebellious spirit of Sodom, challenging not just earthly authority, but divine plans themselves. It's a story that makes us question the nature of justice, power, and resistance. Many tales suggest that the women of Sodom played a crucial role in the city's downfall. But here's the twist: they weren't just passive victims. These stories portray them as active agents of rebellion, their refusal to accept divine law contributing to the city's ultimate destruction. It's a reminder that societal collapse often involves complex human dynamics, where rebellion, morality, and divine justice are all tangled up. Some of the most daring tales describe women luring divine messengers into traps, using their beauty and wit as weapons against celestial justice. These stories, whether you take them at face value or see them as symbols, show women as powerful figures capable of challenging the highest authorities. Throughout history, artists and writers have been fascinated by these seductresses of Sodom. They've been depicted as embodiments of temptation, symbols of societal chaos. These images have shaped our cultural understanding of Sodom for centuries, reflecting our fascination and fear of women who dare to challenge divine and moral boundaries. There's even evidence suggesting ritual prostitution or sacred acts involving women in Sodom. These practices blurred the lines between religion, sexuality, and rebellion, contributing to Sodom's reputation as a place where moral boundaries were intentionally pushed to the limit. Many scholars today interpret these stories of seduction as allegories, powerful metaphors for human temptation, the allure of forbidden knowledge, and societal rebellion. They serve as warnings and reflections on the nature of desire and defiance against divine laws. The mystery doesn't end with Sodom's destruction. Legends tell of women who vanished mysteriously after the city fell, becoming spirits, divine messengers, or eternal wanderers. These stories add to the mythic aura surrounding Sodom, reminding us that some tales are lost to time, transformed into legends of mystery and enchantment. From medieval morality tales to modern fiction, the women of Sodom continue to inspire countless stories. They embody temptation, rebellion, and tragedy, serving as powerful symbols that warn us, challenge us, and remind us of the enduring complexity of human morality. Some modern thinkers are challenging traditional views of Sodom's downfall. They argue that it wasn't just about sexual depravity, but also social injustice, greed, and inhospitality. This new perspective re-examines women's roles in these narratives, revealing a society in upheaval where moral codes were challenged from within. The rebellious women of Sodom aren't unique in mythology. Throughout world cultures, we find similar figures symbolizing the human spirit's defiance against divine authority and societal limits. In many ways, the women of Sodom serve as archetypes, representing the eternal struggle against oppression, the desire for freedom, and the dangerous allure of temptation. Today, the stories of Sodom's women continue to resonate, challenging us to rethink our ideas about morality, gender roles, and divine justice. Their legends remind us that history and myth are often intertwined, and that the power of seduction, rebellion, and defiance remains as relevant now as it was thousands of years ago. So, what can we learn from these ancient tales? Well, they remind us that standing up against injustice, exploring our desires, and challenging oppressive systems takes real courage. While we might not be seducing angels anytime soon, we can draw inspiration from these legendary figures by having the guts to question unjust rules, speak out against unfair treatment, and pursue authentic paths, even when it means going against the grain. Remember, true strength often lies in moral bravery, listening to our inner voice, challenging the status quo, and standing firm in our values. But here's the kicker. While rebellion can be powerful, it needs to be balanced with wisdom and responsibility. The stories of Sodom's women teach us that pursuing truth, justice, and authenticity is vital for personal growth and societal progress. So, be courageous enough to question, daring enough to challenge, and wise enough to act with integrity. Who knows? You might just change the world, or at least your corner of it. And that, my friends, is a legacy worthy of even the most legendary seductresses of Sodom. If you were shocked by these 20 unbelievable facts about Sodom, don't keep it to yourself. Hit the like button, subscribe for more deep dives into ancient mysteries, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What fact surprised you the most? Let us know.